Hello Plusers and welcome to a new video. In this video we have Simone from the YesToSustainability Network. He's going to talk about it with us and we will see more. Also, we are going to start introducing a new round of questions in which he is going to tell us more about the organization, in which numbers, impact and people and also organizations are inside of the network. So welcome to our show, Simone. Here, welcome to the Plusers channel. I'm very happy to see you here. Right now we are actually in a project that he is hosting in Rascafria in Madrid. And I'm taking him from just a little moment between siesta time to tell us a bit more about what he is doing and what his organization is doing. So please, Simone, could you introduce yourself? Could you tell us who are you and for the Plusers community to get to know about you better?
Yes, thank you, Jesus. My name is Simone. I was born in Italy. Basically, I am a youth worker since 4 or 5 years, more or less. I am here representing YesToSustainability, which is a network of young people writing and creating mobility opportunities for young people in eco-villages and other kind of sustainable projects. I would say my journey started back in 2019 when I was working in Milan in an office. At some point I was very bored and I came across the opportunity of joining a youth exchange within the YesToSustainability network. It was happening in an Italian eco-village of Tempo di Vivere, not far from Milan, which was a very life-changing experience. And since then, I would say I started getting more in touch with the movement. Also, I had experience in the European Solidarity Core program. And after that, I got more familiar with mobilities for youth workers and youth exchanges.
Great. And that happened some 4 or 5 years ago, no?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a great change, no? From coming from a bureaucracy and bureaucratic work to coming to totally the opposite, to Erasmus Plus projects. It's a huge change, isn't it?
Well, I would say bureaucracy is in both sides, but there is a change in the sense that what I love about this kind of projects happening in the eco-village world is really kind of human touch and feeling the connection more maybe on the level of personal relationships and community building, which is also common to many other projects in the Erasmus field, but for me that was the change.
Great. Well, I see the difference between an office and an eco-village. I see a huge office. It's true that the bureaucratic part is always there. We love the bureaucratic part, all of us, right? Irony. You were telling to us that you joined this YesToSustainability network, that it already existed when you joined it, that has already at least 4 or 5 years. I would like to know more about it. Can you explain it to us? What do you do? What are you? Where are you based? What are your values? Brief description of it, because
of the network, no?
Yeah, before I came to this project, actually I didn't hear about it, and I think it's a very cool project. You pitched it briefly before, so it would be great if you also share a bit about it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the network is officially born back in 2016. That is already 8 years ago, so it has a bit of history in the back. It was coming from the needs of a group of enthusiastic young people, really trying to put into practice this vision of being, okay, there's these eco-villages and community projects which are very interesting, and they have a lot of tools which can really be life-changing for many young people who are kind of lost and they don't really know what path to follow in this society. But at the same time, maybe getting to know these kind of places can be a little bit complicated. Sometimes they're a bit closed, and in other cases they are open, but sometimes it could be expensive to go and get there, especially if you're a young person, maybe with fewer opportunities. So they were really like thinking how they could find a way to create funded opportunities for young people to visit them. And that was like their flame a bit, which is still the vision which is guiding us, I would say, right now. And then slowly it was just a group of 2 people.
Okay.
Little but very motivated.
Okay.
And they were looking for collaborations also within the broader village network to create the first youth exchanges. They also had like this funny idea in mind of having like an itinerant youth exchanges going from one community to the other. I don't think they ever managed to do that, but in change they managed to have different youth exchanges happening in different eco-villages. The first ones were in in Denmark, and then in Spain. Yeah, after that, a few more people with skills in project management and project writing as well from the eco-village movement joined. And then it started to become bigger and bigger, up to a point in which in 2021, we managed to get KA2 funding, a strategic partnership, approved. Of course, we are a network. We're an informal network of youth workers. This means that we don't have an official organization behind. We're relying mostly on the different organizations and eco-villages that collaborate with us, even though we were born as a project, let's say, of Gen Europe, which is the European Eco-Village Network. So sometimes we also rely on these organizations.
Yes, still, I'm sorry for interrupting you. I think that I was researching about it, but I think that still there is no legal form for associations in Europe. Like you cannot create, I didn't find it so far, maybe somebody who's watching knows about it, but I didn't find a way in which you can create a federation or associations of associations inside of Europe, which is more or less what you might need, not to have a legal form. So far in Plusers we have the same, like our youth work professionals community is informal. We didn't manage to have a form, no legal form, that is missing. Tell us a bit more. So what happened after this KA2 that it helped a lot pushing, not since you got these funds, it helped you to create a better structure of the network?
It helped a lot because before that, most of the very little funds that were for the network and in the network were coming from very small surpluses and donations within the projects happening under the YesToSustainability umbrella. And from that point, we actually had a budget that we can count on for the development of the network, even creating like some kind of structure. We're talking about KA2 project with about 150,000 euros budget.
Okay. How many partners were joined into that project?
It was 6 different partners, maybe 7. Yeah, the other eco-village networks or broader sustainability umbrella organizations in different countries. And Gen Europe was kind of the, let's say, coordinator organization hosting a bit all the different operations. And that project was interesting because it allowed us to put more energy and resources in the, let's say, network development. So we're really connecting way more with all the different eco-villages and projects around Europe who were trying to move the first steps in the Erasmus and ESC world, but they were kind of not really sure how to do it. So it was a nice way to connect with them. We could do some research also in developing like a common base for good practices around the topic of sustainability in youth exchanges. So we created a brochure which is available for free on our website, and basically there were a few mobilities within that really made, I think, a nice feeling of family. So now there is a core team at the moment. I don't know if I'm going a bit too fast, but mostly there is a lot of satellites and other projects, organizations, individuals, even cooks that are within this network and these resources that we can count on to create the projects.
Okay, but you have also a structured team that is organizing the whole network, and that is basically the seed, no? The main pillar.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one of the outcomes of the KA2 project because it was not the case before, and now we have it.
Okay, and you said that also in this KA2 project you include some mobilities inside, in which different parts of the different members could send their own participants, no? And you could meet in person and really share and really talk and really create this community of YesToSustainability that right now is all over Europe. No? You have members all over Europe. That's great. That's a very great part of having mobilities inside of KA2 projects. I really like the idea, and maybe I'm doing spoiler, but one of the main ideas of Plusers is doing such a project in the future. We have this idea before this call, so it's not that we are just copying it, but it's very similar because we are also trying to create a network. We are in the process. You are a few years ahead, so it's really nice to know and to learn from you what you are doing. But yeah, the idea was the same, and right now you are validating that it works. So very likely in the future we will have also a KA2 project within the Plusers. So tell us a bit more about what are you doing exactly right now. Like, what are the projects ongoing? What are the members ongoing? Tell us also a bit of data for us to understand what impact have you made? What can you share with us that you are doing right now?
Currently, this new structure, which is one of the results of the KA2 strategic partnership, is we have basically 4 areas, which for now rely on 4 coordinators, but the idea is that they will expand into circles. So we have administration, which is taking care also of what you were saying, so finding a shape for what we're doing and maybe also investigating ways in which we can have a legal form that makes sense for what we're trying to do.
Yeah, little point. If somebody knows something, please put it on the comments of this video.
It's very interesting and really goes also, I would say, with a broader research on a European level on a community of practice for youth work. I think there's really something there that can be explored, and it's also dealing with keeping track of all the different projects. Then there is mentoring, which is the area in which I'm focusing. So we are not only writing projects, but we in a way are also mentoring other young people, groups of people, or even eco-villages and community projects in creating their own sustainable youth exchanges. And we're doing this basically having like a kind of a core program or offer that we give to, let's say, these people that are interested, and we support them in the different phases of project design, writing, implementation, follow-up according to the needs. And we also sometimes arrange some kind of trainings for that. The idea, is also to empower young people basically in doing the same path that many of us did as people within the network, to grow the skills and then jump into the leadership role. There is networking, so taking more care of the part of while the eco-religion community projects keep thriving and flourishing all around Europe, to really connect, especially opening up to new countries where maybe there's not so many opportunities to travel and so on. And also like keeping an eye with the broader eco-village movement. So relationships with Gen Europe, with Next Gen, which is the youth branch of the eco-village movement in Europe and all around the world. And then there's the communication part, which basically is the one that is taking care of more of the social campaigns and social media. So keeping track a bit of that side. And you were asking about a little bit like of numbers and stuff like that.
Like I think that mainly, for instance, in how many countries are you, which ones, if you can say it, how many organizations are involved right now, or how many projects have you implemented so far? These are some questions. So maybe have you calculated your impact in some kind of indicator, any KPI?
Well, let's say that the number of organization is, I would say, around 50 and 60 active, including pretty much all the different layers, so venues, organizations, the one that kind of apply for projects, the one that are partners and send. We're active, I think, for now in almost 20 countries, but planning also to include the ones we are not really active yet. In terms of projects, we're still struggling to calculate how many projects happen under the umbrella, but I would say, because you can also like just contact YesToSustainability to make your project Youth Exchange happen under the umbrella, and then we support with different kind of function, for example, matchmaking with partners or social media. And I think there we are probably around 50 from the beginning, Youth Exchanges.
50 Youth Exchanges you've made since the beginning?
Yeah, under the umbrella.
8 years, you said, no?
Yeah.
So 8 years, wow. Yeah, great.
Yeah, and I think we are probably around, I would say, 15 to 20 training courses that were written within the broader team of YesToSustainability. Are
we talking about projects written and applied, or are we talking about projects implemented? There is a difference.
Yeah, we're talking about projects implemented. And usually, like, I was making this distinction because there are youth exchanges, which is the focus mostly for projects that happen, let's say, under the umbrella, because it is what we are trying to mentor and to make happen to nurture the network. And when we're talking about trainings and mobility of youth workers, is really projects that the team ourselves are writing, because they are focusing, for example, on growing writing skills or facilitation skills. So they're kind of the projects which are nurturing the network and feeding it to keep on growing and allow more and more youth workers to really keep nurturing the structure and grow. So there's a little bit of this double layer, I would say.
Okay, great. Well, you really good job. Well done. Like I really admire it. We are building very similar things with different values, different focus in Plusers, but this is great to know that this idea has already been done in different fields and that you are really successful on it. It's inspiring. Thank you very much for sharing.
I have to say, and I think it's very important, that it's really honoring the work that has been done also in the past by many people that now are not fully part of the structure, but they were really feeding and boosting the empowerment of young people. It was really like this switch of saying, okay, really you can take leadership roles, and wow.
Bravo for them. Bravo for them. If they are watching us at some moment,
they will.
You did a good job, and the ball is still going down on the hill, so very well done. Great. And what are the next steps of YesToSustainability? Like, you tell us the whole story. We would like to know a bit about, let's say, middle, long term. What are your ideas, new projects that you want to implement, or how do you want to expand, etc.?
Yeah, basically the idea is that we try to grow organically. This is more on the general perspective, and there's more specific stuff. On the general perspective, we would like to grow. We would like to make the offer of this kind of opportunities bigger, thinking maybe also of exploring some kind of other fields at some point, and not only Erasmus Plus youth exchanges, maybe other actions of the Erasmus Plus program. We have in mind that it would be very interesting either to collaborate or to apply ourselves for Action 3, so European Youth Together. That's something.
Just let me interrupt. It's something that is a bit unknown inside of the world. I was actually learning a lot from Action 3 in this project with you. we will very likely create a video about it. So if you're interested to getting to know more about Action 3, please just put us in the right down in the comments, because I think it's interesting. We know it exists, but very little people, very little organizations are working in Action 3.
Yeah. So that's definitely a thing. We are trying also to explore different ways of sustaining the network, not only depending on Erasmus Plus funding. So we're thinking of maybe creating some kind of training opportunities, still trying to keep them accessible both for young peoples and for community projects, to develop these kind of skills and keep nurturing. Like, it's really important for us to be aligned with the vision and not just kind of lose the idea of what we're doing just because there's funding in the middle. We really want to make eco-villages accessible, and that's like the way we want to go. And then, like, more specifically, I would say we're thinking of developing different kind of mentorings, combining like one-on-one mentoring with also like group sessions to kind of create some study community between the people who are applying for projects at the same time. And there is a little bit of a dream, which I would say is more long-term and related to also finding our place and our legal form in a way, which would be to develop and really merge our paths between YesToSustainability and Next Gen, which is the youth branch of the Global Eco-Village Network. Okay. So understanding how opportunities for youth in eco-villages can go along with youth activities in eco-villages in general, broader, or outside of the Erasmus Plus scheme, and maybe create like some newborn out of this, maybe an organization or something like that can also work on other levels, like, I don't know, advocacy and maybe organizing events and stuff like that, which is not something we're doing at the moment.
Great. Well, great plans. Great plans. Very good luck with them. I hope that they take place. I see that these projects are for very long term, some of them maybe shorter, but good luck with them. I hope that we will see it. I will do some space also for you to tell to our audience if you want to promote a bit YesToSustainability, you want to talk about maybe how somebody who is watching to us can get in touch with you, or maybe somebody who is very much into the field of sustainability or is connected into eco-villages, how can they reach to you and you can help them out developing their own project. It might be the moment, maybe website, resources, social media. Microphone is yours. Sure.
Thanks. Yeah, so basically, thank you for listening. And if at any point you're interested in connecting with us and contacting us, you can definitely use our website, YesToSustainability.org. That's really the space where you, according to your interests, can get in touch with our team. So either you're looking for support for your application for the youth exchange, or maybe you're interested in getting more familiar with the network, getting to know the eco-villages that offer these kind of opportunities and so on. You can find there different also questionnaires so that we can keep you updated. And if you're interested, it would be a pleasure to meet you in the European Eco-Village Gathering, which is going to happen at the end of August in Ängsbacka. So if you're coming, see you there. And that's it. So thank you very much.
Well, it was very great to have you here. It was very nice that you watch all the video. Go and check out their website, also the resources they have, social media. I think they are doing a very great job. If you are not still subscribed to this channel, just subscribe. We are going to be uploading more and more content, talking and interviewing more youth workers, and also giving more information about how you can become a youth worker. So far, just to say thank you very much, Simone. It was a pleasure to have you here. Well, I will also record while we were all the time. And we were also interrupting you. So this is going to be for the back part. Thank you.
Ciao.